This is the Robot King. You know what time it is? It's time for some Heralds and Inquisitors madness. Yep. So, as I do the Heralds and Inquisitors series, I will have other people popping in occasionally. You know, it happens.
Bam!
That's enough of you, Tybalt. I don't have time for your madness. Aside. Now, as I was saying, it's Heralds and Inquisitors, and, well, I was going to give you some good information today, but I have good information. Wait, yes, I have good information. Now, we're supposed to be starting with corn, which into itself, I've already covered a little bit of corn. I'm going to get to more corn, because corn is good for you. Yum, 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 yum. I went searching through my old books, and I found all sorts of fun stuff. My older Hordes of Chaos and Beasts of Chaos books. Now, granted, the material is now slightly out of date, but that's okay. Found this old skirmish thing for fantasy. Chronicles from 2003. I'm going to diverge. I was going to tell you about corn today, but for Heralds and Inquisitors, instead I'm going to tell you about something else I have. Path to Glory. Now, it was originally, of course, formatted completely for fantasy, and it was rules for playing fighting with Chaos Warbands. Path to Glory was essentially, it's very thin, it's kind of, you know, nothing really. It's, it's actually only 10 pages. I thought it was longer than that. It's 10 pages for building and playing small-scale games with Warbands of Chaos. Now, it's for fantasy, but I want to retool it, and I want to start something a little more interactive with Heralds and Inquisitors. I would like, if I may, to retool this and start an interactive Path to Glory for 40k. Now, you may be curious as to how that's going to work. I am too. And in truth, that has no bearing on anything right now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to retool Path to Glory so that you and myself can begin having a 40k Path to Glory. So, I'm going to retool this. As I work on how that's going to work, I'll give you the rules for it, and I would actually like to see people out there in the community, just as I'm also going to do, playing 40k Path to Glory games with Chaos armies. But since it's Heralds and Inquisitors, I'm going to expand it slightly so that I can retool it to cover small Inquisitor bands. And by Inquisitor bands, I really just mean only the holiest of Imperial fighters. Grey Knights, Witch Hunters, you know, Sisters of Battle, and some Space Marine forces. So really it's small scale, but I'd like to see a bunch of people playing small scale Path to Glory games with Chaos fighting Chaos for more chaotic power. I'm going to retool it, I'm going to share the rules with you, bear in mind it's all based on original Games Workshop property, but duh. And on the Robot King variant Path to Glory, there will be experience, and I will actually try and build a campaign, which will involve all of you. Because that's what Heralds and Inquisitors is about. It's about informing you and interacting with you and playing with you. So, my Slaneshi friend, what do you have to say? Nothing. Jerk. Alright. Also, I got a handful of bits. And pretty soon I'm going to put up more corn-related material. We're going to cover Slaanesh stuff soon too, because as you know, I love Slaanesh. Also, I'm going to be showing you more Nurgle stuff, Tzeentch, greatness, and we're going to start to cover more Chaos Space Marines material. That make you happy? Also, I will be diving into fantasy. Soon. So obviously, if you don't want to watch the fantasy stuff, you don't have to, but I'm not going to tell you when it's coming. So you may have to sit through it if you decide you don't want to keep watching it. Stop! But please, watch it anyway, because you never know. The Robot King is a tricksy bastard. I could stick something you might want to know in the video later, or earlier, or in the middle. You don't know. Alright. Let us continue. For you is we're going to actually take a look at the Daemonettes, the actual Daemonette infantry units. They give you both your round and your square bases, because some of us play 40k, some of us play fantasy, and some of us just like to model. We're going to get those right out of the way, though. Oh, look at another one of these. You know what I say to do with that? What up? Two wonderful sprues we have here. There are a good number of options, but for the most part, it comes right down to some brass tacks. I mean, your bodies and your legs are pretty much matched up right away to where goes where. That doesn't mean you can't have fun, though, because this is plastic. So, as you can see there, we have the try. I'm sure you could green stuff up, some extras, or, you know, do whatever. I'm just going to slide this across. You can just see how beautiful these girls are. We're having a technical difficulty. Alright, now, in the box, right on this sprue here, where you have your bodies and your legs, you do have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 heads. 12 heads for 10 Daemonettes. Now that's already just 12 heads. So, you can see you have wonderful options. Now they have, let's see if I can flip this around so I can show you. Now, they have these heads over here, which are these kind of like ponytail, hairy heads. I like the ponytails. They're nice. There's this double ponytail, bone-looking deal going on here. It just screams out to me, Pebbles love Bam Bam. Now, in the center here, we have these slightly more hairy heads. Now, these hairy heads have a lot more hair to them. They kind of have a bit of Kempsness to them. They're very nice. They're very classy. But on the end here is the heads I really like. I'm not going to lie. We have the Mohawk heads. Well, one Mohawk head here. I love these Mohawks. To be honest, they're my favorite Daemonette option for the head. But there's also this here, which is kind of like a triple ponytail Mohawk. Also love it. Two beautiful bald heads. Bald is beautiful. Don't forget it. And then finally, one more kind of hairy head with this really nice big crescent earring. Our next sprue, we have our two banner choices, and this banner is actually really finely detailed. There's a whole raised symbol of Slaanesh on it, and it's gorgeous. I like it. We got some claw arm things. Maybe these were Daemonettes at one point in time. I don't know. Maybe they got mangled. Not sure. Not sure I care. I just know it's beautiful. Over here, the far more plain. So, you know, it's far more plain, but nonetheless, I like these banners, these kind of scepter-style banners. I really do, but this highly sculpted, raised symbol banner, just gorgeous. Now, here we have all 10 of our arms, or at least all 10 of our basic claw arms, and we also have two different options for these giant scything sword-type arms. Now, I love the giant sword arms. To be honest, I wish I had a sprue
with just 10 sets of these. No getting around it. That's far more intimidating. We have yet another mohawk head, so bully for me. 2 more of these nice hairy heads. Now these girls have their mouths gaping open, and I wish you could see that better. Their mouths are gaping open, and frankly, I think they're going to tear a man's eyes out, and love it. Over here, this lady, I think, just stuck her finger in an electrical outlet, because her hair is everywhere. I'm pretty sure she's related to Einstein. So, you can take a look. I love this head. It's wonderful. She kind of reminds me of the Banshees from Vampire Counts. But then again, she also makes me think I'm going to die very, very soon. These other 2 hairy heads are also really nice. And this is really good for your command group if you want very dramatic, very big, standout models. So consider these girls for your command group. You will not be sorry. You will not be sorry. But the sprues, as you can see, are they're pretty straightforward. There's nothing to worry about, and as Games Workshop always does, they always give us really good details, really good options. I would have liked to have seen more arm options here. If you remember the old metal daemonettes, they used to have these wonderful human arms with swords, daggers, things like that. I kind of miss those. I really do. But these new daemonettes, these plastic kits, will boggle the mind. They will boggle the mind. Or bottle the mind, as some would say. All your thoughts trapped in a bottle.
My table right now, just doing a little work. Now, as you can see, things are pretty good. I like it. I hope you like it. This is Heralds and Inquisitors, and Tybalt, do you have a final word for us?
Got to go. Bam!